Good morning, my dear students. In the chapter ray optics, so we are going to discuss today's topic will be the mirrors formula, magnification, and the image tracing using ray diagram. So if an object is kept at a specific point where the image will be, that we are going to demonstrate all these things. Okay, let me take you to the screen. So the chapter will be ray optics and mirrors formula and magnification for spherical mirrors and the image tracing. These are things which we are going to discuss in today's class. First, like for a concave mirror, we'll derive the mirrors formula. So what is this? This mirror is, sorry. This mirror is concave mirror. Okay, what we are going to do is like a mirror formula. What is the use of mirrors formula like? So it will help us to predict the position of image. Means if you know object, if you know the position of object, you can predict the position of the image with the help of this formula. There are two things are there. We can take help of geometrical instruments. We can predict the position of image. Then using directly the formula, we can predict here. Okay, for this I'll take help of this particular thing. So here an object O is kept beyond C, and the image will be formed between F and C. So there's an incident ray. So the ray will propagate here, get reflected by mirror, and will meet the principal axis at I. Similarly, the incident ray will go and strike the lower part of the mirror. After reflection will come and meet the principal axis at this point. So look at the reflected rays, they're converging. So therefore this should be a real image. Look at the object, these are incident rays. They're diverging from a point. So this should be the real object. So for a real object, what we're getting is a real image. Later I'll come in detail. Just only we are going to discuss now the mirror formula. These are incident rays. This is reflected ray. I think same thing applicable here also. This is incident ray. And the other one is the reflected ray. Okay, now we'll define all the distances from the pole. Let me take some color. Yeah. This will be the focal length. This will be the image distance. This will be the center of radius of curvature, and this will be the object distance. This will be the focus, focal length. This will be the image distance, will denote by V. Radius of curvature. This will be the object distance U. All the distances I should measure from the pole. And the incident rays are moving towards left. So any distances measured in the direction of incident ray should be taken as positive. So what is the sign convention? So what sign convention says? Distances measured in the direction of must be taken as positive. Okay, fine. This is okay. The distances measured in the direction of incident ray must be positive, and all the distances are measured from the pole. Okay, these are the pull that one. Okay, let's come forward. Okay, if you look at this whole setup, I'll be using, say, I'll be saying that some triangle. So let's make things a little bit simplified rather than fighting with this one. This whole mirror we can just replace with a one straight line for mathematical convenience. It is. Don't really, nothing will happen of this kind practically, just for our mathematical convenient. Okay, this is the center of curvature. This will be the normal, no? Let's trace out the ray. The ray after reflection, and next the other ray. This is incident ray. After reflection, it will meet at point, this one. So you can, so where is the mirror? This is for mathematical convenient. This is purely a mathematical convenient. So this will be beta, this will be gamma, this will be alpha. Real object, a real image will be formed. Okay, there is no such thing like, sir, where mirror gone? Just like a, for mathematical convenience, we can show the reflection with respect to vertical line. Just for namesake, you can show the mirror. So the reflections, everything with respect to vertical, you can show, and you'll get a well-defined geometrical shapes, so that you can write equations very easily. There's a methodology what we are going to follow here. Okay, let's do one thing. Okay, what is the angle of incidence? Looking at this, theta. So the angle of reflection will also be theta. Then, okay, let's get into the triangle. Triangle CMO. In the triangle CMO, alpha, gamma should be equal to alpha plus theta. So first of all, what are alpha, beta, gamma? What is theta? Theta here, angle of incidence should be equal to angle of reflection, and this will be a normal. This will become a normal. Then, so what are alpha, beta? Angle made by the incident ray with the principal axis. This is the principal axis. Angle made by the incident ray with the principal axis is what? Alpha. What is beta? Angle made by the reflected ray with the principal axis is beta. What is gamma? Angle made by the normal with the principal axis will become gamma. Okay, fine. So now look at this triangle CMO. This theta and alpha will become interior angle, gamma will become exterior angle. So the exterior angle should be equal to sum of interior angle. So theta plus alpha. Similarly, look at this triangle high MC. Triangle high MC. So beta should be equal to gamma plus theta. This angle beta, look at this triangle IMC. Beta should be equal to gamma plus theta. Okay, this, and what are the rays? The rays are paraxial later on. So what all we discuss is for paraxial rays only. So small angles, we can write theta sine theta. Theta will become tan theta based on our conditions. Okay, let's simplify this one. Like a gamma beta equal to gamma plus substituting. Okay, the gamma equal to alpha plus theta, I can write it as beta minus gamma. So 2 gamma equal to alpha plus beta. For paraxial rays, so what we can write it as like a gamma will become 2 tan gamma. Alpha will become tan alpha. This will become tan beta. Okay, from the triangle, what is tan gamma? Here, look at this triangle. So it should be PM by PC. So from triangle, so what we can write it as PM by PC. Similarly, tan alpha, look at this triangle, tan alpha, OPM in the triangle OPM, or I'll write for your convenient why to trouble you. Tan alpha triangle PMI. Tan alpha equal to PM by PI. sorry. PMI, no? So tan beta it is, sorry. Similarly, triangle PMC. Tan gamma equal to PM by PC. Similarly, in the triangle PMO, tan alpha should be equal to PM by PO. So those things I'm going to replace it here. So what is tan alpha? Will be PM by PO. Tan beta, PM by PI. Okay, the PM gets eliminated. So 2 by PC equal to 1 by PO plus 1 by PI. What is PC? PC should be equal to the radius of curvature. Here come for this one. Let's look at the left corner here. So what is the distance PC? Distance PC is what we indicated by R, no? Radius of curvature. What is the distance PF? Should be equal to F focal length. What is PI? PI should be equal to image distance V. And what is PO? Object distance U. U is what? Object distance. What is V? Image distance. So these are the symbols. Let me define them. This is the first time, no? Okay, let me clearly give all the information. What is F? F will be focal length. What about R? R is called as radius of curvature. Okay, now what is the convention says? The distances measured in the direction of incident ray should be positive. So how I'm going to measure? I'm going to measure opposite incident ray. So therefore, what is PC? PC, what we can write it as? PC should be equal to minus R. PC should be equal to minus R. PO equal to minus U minus V. What is F is equal to? R by 2. Yesterday, previous class we have derived, no? So in place of R by 2, what we can write as? 1 by F. So solving this, finally I'll end up with, this is our mirror formula. You can write it in various forms. F is equal to UV by U plus V, where substitute U, V, substitute unknown, substitute known with sign. Again, you have to substitute here. Okay, look at this signs. I think this will be really very important. From based on the diagram, I replaced here. So we know F equal to R by 2. In place of R by 2, I can write it as focal length. So there's a mirror formula. What is the use of this? See, there are two ways to predict the position of image. One, geometrical instrument. Other one, this mirror formula. With the help of mirror formula, so what I can do is like directly, I know the position, I know focal length of a mirror. Then I'll keep the object. I know where object is kept. I'll get the position of image. I need not to go for the geometrical instrument with the help of this formula. With the help of this formula, I can do. So if you know object distance and focal length of mirror, the unknown thing you can find out. Okay, let me solve for V. So it will be 1 by F. So what is the expression for V will be? V will be F U by U minus F. So substitute U and F with sign. The sign of V we have to interpret here. So if you know object distance and the focal length of mirror, you can predict the image distance. Able to make it out. So this is about the what we derived. We derived this for concave mirror. No, is it applicable for convex mirror? Yes, it is applicable for both. What all the formula is there? Mirror formula applicable for concave and convex mirrors. It's not that since we derived for concave, will it be applicable for concave? It's a generalized one. It is in fact applicable for any spherical mirror. Any spherical means concave convex mirror here. Okay, the year of thought. So drawing ray diagram, no. So this will really help us. So practically it should be that one. Say M will be very close to P. Already we defined paraxial. And the angle of incidence, this will be very small, theta will be very small. So we can treat these are paraxial. For paraxial rays, we can do these approximations. Alpha, I can write it as tan alpha. So like alpha, tan alpha, gamma, tan gamma, beta, tan gamma, only for paraxial rays. Okay, so this is about the mirror formula, very, very important. Almost every numerical, I'll be taking help of this one. Okay, now what about the focal length for concave and convex mirror? So I have here, this is the, what is the mirror? This is a concave mirror. This is a convex mirror. The direction of incident ray should be taken positive. So this is the direction of incident ray. These are incident rays. And similarly here, these are incident rays. No, if object at infinity, I'm going to take help of this formula. Object at infinity, where the image will be. If put u equal to infinity, where object will what happen will be at infinity here. What if the image? Image will be at the focus. So then we'll define the focal length. So how we measure focal length? Opposite to incident ray, because the incident rays are towards left, and we are measuring the focal length from the pole opposite incident ray. So therefore, for concave mirror, what is the focal length? Will be negative. Focal length for concave mirror will be negative. Like we write f equal to -10, -20, -30, or depend upon the curvature of that one. Similarly, for convex mirror, we'll see that these are direction of incident rays. After reflection, the rays should diverge from a point where the image will be located at the focus. Put u equal to infinity, put u equal to infinity. I'll get v equal to f here. So where the image will be at the focus. How I measure the focal length now in the direction of incident ray? So what is the focal length for convex mirror? Focal length for convex mirror, it will be positive. Focal length for this is very important now. So when we are doing any problems now, the focal length of concave mirror and convex mirror, we have to substitute with sign. Getting the picture now? Okay, let's take the next magnification. So I'll stand nearby a concave mirror. What is the mirror I picked up? I picked up a concave mirror. So what is this? This is a so the magnification what we are discussing is linear or transverse or lateral magnification, it is called as. So I kept in some extended object, a real object. I kept an extended object of height HO. This will be OA. No, if object is kept here, so the incident rays, one incident ray will go and strike the pole. It should get reflected symmetrically. So here we'll get it reflected ray. Similarly, I'll send another incident ray. Both will intersect here. This will be the position of the image. So the image distance will be pi, and this will be the height of the image. Now, what is the magnification? Magnification is defined as height of the image. It's a ratio, like a linear magnification we are discussing. Height of image by height of the object. Okay, this HO by HI. So what we write it as, this will be HO by HI, and all the directions towards right, it should be positive, and upward, it should be positive. This is a convention because this is a principal axis. In any distances measured above principal axis should be positive. Then any distance measured in the direction of incident ray should be positive, and all the distance I should measure from the pole here. So how I measure height of the image plus HO? Like a, so magnification, the symbol will be small m. Then height of the object will be plus HO. Height of the image will be HI. Okay, let's take help of triangle. From triangle OAP, also like a AOP and PIB. Tan theta, looking at the triangle AOP, tan theta will be HO by U. Or so like let me write symbol first. Will be OA by PO. I am asking you to look at this triangle. AOP. This is a triangle, is there? Tan theta opposite by adjacent. What's adjacent? Adjacent is PO. Opposite is AO, or say OA. Similarly, looking at the triangle PIB. Look at here. PIB. You have a right angle triangle. This will be opposite. This will be adjacent. Then it should be equal to tan theta should be equal to IB by PI. Say, well, now you can ask questions. So why these angles are equal? From laws of reflection, because this principal axis will become like a normal. So angle of incidence should be equal to angle of reflection. Getting the idea here? Angle of incidence must be equal to angle of reflection, because this principal axis will become normal at pole. Then equating these two, so OA PO equal to IB by PI. What is OA from the OA and PO? So the symbols is what? First of all, OA, I'll write it like this: OA by IB. IB by OA will write it. PI by PO. What is IB? IB should be equal to minus HI. What is OA? Plus HO. Already I defined it. Then what is PI? PI should be the image distance minus V. I'll write one more step here. What is pi? Pi minus v, po minus u. What is hi by ho? Hi by ho is what we should call it as magnification. So finally, what is the expression for magnification? We are getting m equal to okay, no. So this is here we should not take sign. I'm just making correction. So this should be equal to minus of m. Just I'll. There's a basic definition, no. Now, finally, what is the magnification formula? Will end up which is equal to minus of v by u. This is called like a linear magnification, small m. Don't write capital M. Capital M is for angular magnification. Small m is what has to be taken. This I just changed it. It's only definition, no? Magnification what? Height of image by height of object. So don't write any sign here. Okay, now what happened? How you measure IB? IB should be opposite to the vertically down, so it should be negative. What about OA? OA should be vertically up, positive. So IB will become minus HI. This will become plus HO. The distances measured above axis positive, below the axis should be negative. So therefore, this negative sign has come. And the distance measured from the pole, okay, both U and V are opposite incident ray. So therefore, it should be negative. So this is the expression for the linear, transverse, or lateral magnification, what you call. Fine. So what is the expression for magnification? I'll write the final formula. M equal to minus V by U. So this will help us a lot. What do you mean by negative sign? If you get magnification negative, then the image will be inverted. If you get M, say like a magnitude greater than 1, it will be magnified. If M less than 1, it will be diminished. So what is the interpretation of sign? M greater than 1. Image is magnified. M less than 1. Image is diminished. Then what do you mean by M negative? Image is inverted. M positive. Okay, looking at the signs, we are going to interpret and substitute V and U with sign. Okay, this is about the linear magnifications. I'm going to take all the examples. There's only theoretical derivations. Then I'm going to take the total, all the numericals. I'm going to show that one, how this M positive, negative, greater than, less than 1 will come. There's only theoretical introduction it is. No. A superficial magnification. So what do you mean by superficial magnification? Where an object will be the small surface it is, and corresponding image will be formed. It's a small surface. A small surface is kept on the axis with its plane perpendicular to axis here. Then how we define the magnification? So what is the height and also the width? No, here. So the same formula, magnification of height should be equal to minus of B1 by B. Magnification of width should be equal to minus of A1 by A. So what is the area of the area of image? Or we define area of image A1 B1. area of image, we define it as A1, B1. So what is A1 from the diagram? A into MW. What about similarly B1? B1 should be minus of B into MH. Area so like a height and width magnifying. So this will become AB into MW by MH. What is AB? AB will become area of object. And the magnification, both height and width magnification will be same. So therefore, finally, what do we get? M into M. So this superficial magnification, we'll write it MS. So what is MS? MS should become equal to M square, which is equal to area of image by area object. We know linear magnification, what is M? M should be equal to minus of V by U. So therefore, this will become V square by U square. So this is called as superficial magnification. May not be very important. Somewhere a numerical may come. So just directly take help of this formula. What are V and U? So sorry, where you indicate V and U? As actually, I had to show that also. So the V, this will be the object distance. This will be the image distance. Okay, fine. All the distance should be measured from pole. No? A small surface will be kept with its plane normal to the axis. Then there will define the magnification, like superficial magnification. we do define like this. Okay, this is the area, what all we discussed for this. The content is related to this superficial magnification. Okay, next afterwards, axial magnification, or what you can call like a longitudinal magnification. There's a rod. There's a rod is there. And its corresponding image will come here. So how is the object? Object is kept along the axis. Object is along the axis. Extended object is along the axis. Halir, what about there? Previously, how the extended object was normal to the axis. Am I right? Okay. What is the axis? Somebody are asking what is axis? Principal axis only. In short, I'm calling as optic axis, or only axis you can call it. So what do you mean by transverse? Because how the object is oriented? The object is oriented normal to the principal axis. So therefore, I'll call transverse magnification. Similarly, come for this one. What do you mean by longitudinal magnification or axial? Because the object is along the axis. So therefore, called as axial or longitudinal. Agree this. So how to find out this one? So what is the axial magnification? We do define axial magnification equal to length of image by length of object. Okay, so it's a very simple. So in fact, if the length of the object is very small, no, so we can directly write it is also equal to square of transverse magnification. So how do we can derive that one? So let me go for 1 by V. I have a place here. So what is the length of image? Okay, let me write formula. M axial, no, MA, I'll write it. So this should be equal to, length of the image should be equal to VA minus VB. This should be equal to UB minus UA. Length of the image by length of the object. We'll measure things like this here. So this, if it is, so we can also just differentiate. So this will become minus 1 by U square du. Focal length will be constant. So this dV by du equal to minus of V square U square. So dV is what? Change in length, nothing but equal to axial magnification. So what is the formula of when this is applicable? And this should be equal to M square, what we have done, the transverse magnification square of it. So therefore, so what we can call that one? Axial longitudinal magnification is equal to when this is applicable, when the length of the object is very small. This you should take only when you should work out this particular formula, when the length of object is very small. I'm making things clear. All the pink color, what I'm shading, I don't have space, so therefore I'm scribbling here only. Anyway, I'm shading it so that it'll be easier. So there's all this pink color content is applicable only when if the length of the rod is very small. Okay, this is applicable only when for small, or if the for small object length is applicable how do you can say it's a small object compared to focal length? Suppose the length of the object is f by 10. Focal length of the mirror is f. So definitely f by 10 is very small. So we can use directly this formula. When this is applicable, when the length of the rod is, when the length of the object is not small compared to focal length, then usually directly use this formula. Okay, these are the types of magnifications what we have just now studied. So first one is a transverse, next one is a superficial or area magnification. This is called a longitudinal magnification. Maximum problems will be focusing on the transverse magnification or linear magnification only. Okay, after learning this, so we will now get into the image tracing for a concave mirror. Means like I'll keep an object a certain distance. Where that image will be, I have this mirror formula, and also by ray diagram, I'm going to show it. I think this will be like a very fundamental thing which I'm going to present here. Okay, let me consider this for a concave mirror. So we are going to start the image tracing for a concave mirror. I could have done with only ray diagram. Since now we know mirror formula and magnification, it'll be very easy to demonstrate even the mirror formula. I'm going to combine both, like image tracing, and also we are going to learn how we are going to use mirror and magnification formula. Okay, let me start it. So what is the type of focal length of the mirror? Minus 10 centimeter. First case, the object is at a distance of minus 10 centimeter, 30 centimeter, and height of the object, length of the object is 2 centimeter. This is data. And what is object? Object is in fact real. real object. Okay, let's see that one. Okay, first, what about the mirror formula will apply? I'll come to the ray diagram. What is the direction of incident ray? Towards left, because this object, no, it will emit the rays. Luminous object, extended luminous object it is. The incident, these are incident rays, they go, strike the mirror and come. You can see this. These are the incident rays. Then this direction should be taken positive, no? According to sign convention. Okay, where the object is at a distance of minus 30 centimeters. So from the mirror formula, what is the object distance? Minus 30. Focal length should be minus 10. Why negative focal length? Because it is measured opposite to incident ray. Because all the distance I should measure from the pole. So we'll get it. So if I solve it, I'll end up with minus 15 centimeter. Let's calculate the linear magnification. Substitute V and U with sign. V is how much? Minus 15. U is how much? Minus 30. So this will be minus 1/2. This is a linear magnification. So how you define magnification? Height of the image by height of the object. So what is the magnification formula? How much magnification? Minus 1/2 plus 2. So what is the image? We are getting minus 1 centimeter. What do you mean negative? Inverted. Inverted and diminished. You see the height of the image. Less than height of the object. So it will be diminished here. So now where is the object kept? Real object is kept beyond the center of curvature. Okay, let's come to the ray diagram. Now we know the image should be between F and C because focal length is 10 centimeters. What is radius of curvature? Will be 20 centimeters. So where the image I'm getting minus 15. So the image will be between F and C. Now let's come for ray diagram. I'll send one ray parallel to principal axis. Where is the principal axis? There's a principal axis. In short, I'm calling only axis here to save time. Okay, let's now I'll consider a ray, incident ray coming from the luminous extended object. Let it be parallel to principal axis. After reflection, it should pass through the focus, the red color one. It'll come like this. Then I'll send another ray, which is incident at pole. It should get reflected symmetrically. Angle of incidence should be called angle of reflection. Here also. Angle everywhere, law of reflection is all good. So the ray will get reflected symmetrically. The reflected ray will pass through the red color, will intersect the red color. Where these two rays reflected is intersect, there should be the position of the image. So I'll draw a line, vertical line. This will be the image, extended image will be formed here. So what are HO and HI, which we indicated? So this should be the HO and this is HI. So this will be the reflected ray will come like this. This is the extended image. Fine. So finally, what is the conclusion? So anything can we conclude about the image? Image is what? Real. First, where the image is between C and F. Real, inverted, and diminished. So what is the conclusion? If object is kept, real object is kept between beyond center of curvature. If the real object is kept beyond center of curvature, this is center of curvature. Beyond means it will be like this on the right side of center of curvature here. Then the image will be formed between F and C, will be real, inverted, and diminished. So I think this will be, so to draw this exact ray diagram, you should take protractor, scale, eraser, pencil. The mirror formula is simplified. Directly, it gave us answer, no? What is the height of the image? 1 centimeter. Did I took any optical instruments or any geometrical instrument? Nothing, no? So with the help of the mirror formula, we are able to predict the position of image and the height of the image also. You can see there's the advantage of mirror formula and the magnification formula. I need not to draw ray diagram, that it will tell us. If you draw a ray diagram, take scale protractor, then you should measure this length. I think this will be much easier, no, convenient for numerical solving. Similarly, no, I just the same focal length of the lens for everywhere will continue with the same concave mirror. Object is kept between C and F, where object distance is now minus 15 centimeter, and the height of the object 2 centimeter. No. Where's the object? Object between F and C. Object is kept between focus and center of curvature. The rays in the incident ray after reflection from mirror should pass through focus. Then another ray, incident pole after reflection will get reflect symmetrical and will intersect the red color ray, another reflected ray at this point. So this would be the location of image. So where the object is between C and F, where the image is beyond C. Inverted. Look at the height of the image greater than that of the height of the object. So it will be magnified, inverted, and it's a real, no. For real object, we are getting, in fact, a real image. Let me write in the ray diagram that the image, I means image, O means object. I think by this time everyone knows that convention. Huh? Okay, no, this is so. Let's use the mirror formula. Let's use mirror formula 1 by V. So then what is U? U minus 15 minus 10. So this will become minus 30 centimeter. After solving this, then magnification. Substitute all with sign. Why minus 15? Here, sir, in the mirror formula, why minus 15? Okay, where is the object at a distance 15 centimeter? I'll measure in this direction. No? And what is the direction of incident ray? The direction of incident ray is towards right, because the incident rays in what direction they're moving? Towards left. And I'll measure all the distance from the pole. So at what distance the object is at a distance of 15 centimeter. How you measure from the pole? No? So the distance now you measure opposite to incident ray. So therefore it should be negative. Focal length also opposite incident ray. This should be negative. Okay, substitute again. This minus 30 plus 2. So let's calculate height of the image equal to M into HO plus 2 plus 2. Minus 2, this will be negative, negative. So this will be minus 4. So what is the what is the height of the image will be? Minus 4 centimeter. So what is the conclusion we can make it? Final image beyond C, real, inverted, and magnified. So if object is between C and F, the image will be real, inverted, and magnified. Next question. If object is kept at center of curvature, where the image will be, according to from the ray diagram, this will be the direction of incident rays. Again, the focal length of the mirror, the same mirror. Object is kept at exactly minus 20 centimeter. Height of the object. Let me write the data here. Yeah, look at this one. Where the object is at center of curvature. Then the incident ray will move towards left. Then there's a incident ray parallel to principal axis after reflection should pass through focus. Oh, something I didn't draw properly. Yeah. So after reflection, it will pass through the focus. Then array incident at pole will be reflected symmetrically. Both will intersect here. We'll get the position of image. Some I could not draw properly. Just manage it. This will be the position of the image. Fine. This one. So now let's get into the mathematics, how we derive this one. 1 by V. Directly, let me write it here. So where is the distance? -20. Solving this, I'll get V -20 centimeter. What is the magnification? So what do you mean by magnification? -1, the height of the image. Is in fact equal to height of the object. Look at the height of the object, 2 centimeter. What is the height of him? -2 centimeter. And where the object and image will be at same position. If object kept at center of curvature, image will be at center of curvature only. I'll keep it, I'll move it down. Yeah. And now what is the conclusion we can make it? Let me shift it down a bit so that I can write the data. Yeah. Now object, where is the object or real object at center of curvature? What about image? Image will be real. At center of curvature. Inverted and same size. Okay, this all this corresponds for this one. Okay, let's take the other condition. For mirror of focal length -10 centimeter, object is at -6 centimeter. Let me keep it here. Let me solve height of the object plus 2 centimeter. Okay, from the formula 1 by V equal to 1 by F. Let me substitute all the things. U is equal to how much? -6 -10. If I solve this, 1 by V equal to 1 by 6 minus 1 by 10. So V will become 60 by 4 or 15 by 2. No, sorry, 30 by 2 or it will be 15. 10 minus 6 by 60. So this will be 15 centimeter. Okay, look at this one. So where is the object? Object is somewhere here between pole and focus. Where do image? Image I'm not getting. I'm getting somewhere plus. Plus means on the left side of the pole here. So what was the image we took? So what was the object? Real object. What was the image? Will be virtual. You can ask question like, so what do you mean by real virtual image? That's a primary question. Now we have two situations in front of us. Look at this image form. It is formed by the converging reflected rays. No? So therefore this image must be real. This image I is formed by converging reflected rays. Look at this image. It is formed by diverging reflected rays. I'll send a ray parallel to principal axis. After reflection will pass through focus. I'll send a ray. I'll let the incident ray strike the pole of a mirror. After reflection should diverge again should diverge from a point. This will be reflected. Look at these two reflected rays. They're diverging from a point. Okay, this will be the position of the virtual image. And look at these two, they are reflected rays. They're diverging. So therefore the image will be formed as virtual. So look at these two reflected rays. They're converging. So therefore the image form will be real. So how to say real or virtual image? If the image is formed by the converging reflected rays, real image. If the image is formed by diverging reflected rays, it will be virtual image. That's the primary idea of this problem. Okay, I'll write down that. Let me find out magnification. I'll conclude that point. Magnification equal to V by U plus 15 minus 6. 15 by 6, 12, 2.5, magnification plus 2.5. 15 by 6 it is there. So it will be 12, 6, 2, 3. Yeah, 2.5 it will come. Then height of the image. Five centimeter. So is it magnified? Yes, it's magnified. So what is the basic idea? No, if object is kept between pole and focus, what about the image? Image will be. Let me conclude here. Image will be virtual, erect, and magnified on either side of pole. Okay, how to trace out real or virtual image? So definitely whose help we are going to take it? We are going to take help of the reflected rays. Reflected, if the image formed by the converging reflected rays should be real image. Let me write, indicate that one. I think okay, no. So compare these two very, because I wanted to give the idea of the real and virtual images also. Okay, this is about the image formation. Last one. If object is at focus. If object is at focus. If object is at focus, what about the image? So according to the formula, object is kept at focus and towards right, it is positive. So what about image? Image I'll get at infinity. What do you mean by infinity? Far away, it is like this. So now let's do one thing. I'll send a ray parallel to axis. The incident ray what happen will strike the mirror, so it will be parallel to principal. After reflection should pass through focus. Then other incident ray, which is incident at pole after reflection will. So these two are parallel now. So if object kept at focus, image will be at infinity. Okay, this is about for real object. We have seen all these conditions. Similarly, for virtual object, how to deal with virtual object. What do you mean by virtual object? These are incident rays. These are incident rays. If the incident rays converge at a point, there should be the location of virtual object. In fact, there's a mirror should be there. I can show with respect to vertical line. I could have drawn a big mirror. It looks a little bit odd. That's why I'm just showing with respect to this one. So the incident rays converge at a point. So there should be the location of virtual image. Again, we'll take the same formula. Object is at plus 6 centimeter. Focal length is minus 10. Height of the virtual object is plus 2 centimeter. Let me write the data in this way. So towards right should be positive because the incident rays are moving towards left, or say towards left. Okay, let me use again the same mirror formula. So this, I don't know. This will be plus 6 minus 10. 1 by V. V equal to 60 by 16. It will be negative. So this should be equal to 30 by 8. 30 by 8, 15 by 4. B equal to, or further, this will be 4 3 ja 12. 3.75 centimeter. Then linear magnification. Object distance is plus 6. So it will be diminished. You can see from here 15 by 24 or plus 15 by 24. It will be less than 1 and it will be erect. Positive, I got it. So height of the image. Oh, sorry, this will be 30 by 24, no? What happened? Yeah, this will be the height of the image. So look at this one. So this will be less than 2 centimeters. 30 by 24. So can I simplify this one? Yeah, so 6 by 3 by 2. 6 5 ja 5 by 4. So look at the height of the image, less than 2 centimeters will be diminished here. What about this? Again, this image is formed by the converging reflected rays. So therefore, this should be a real image. So concave mirror for virtual object forms real, erect, diminished image. Where is the object? Object is virtual objective. So what about the image? Image will be virtual, erect, diminished, and on either side of pole or between pole and focus, or better not try that one. Better select on either side of the pole. So what is the conclusion we can make it? Concave mirror for real object. Okay, this is the final conclusion. I'm coming to the conclusion part. Concave mirror altogether for real object. For real object. So what is the image is? Real, inverted, and magnified or diminished. It depends upon the condition. Similarly, for real object, image is virtual, erect, and magnified. For virtual object, image is real, erect, and diminished. So what is not possible? For virtual object, it cannot form virtual image. I think this is very, very important. So concave mirror for virtual, for real object, image will be real, inverted, magnified, or diminished. For real object, image will be virtual, erect, and magnified. For virtual object, image is real, erect, and diminished. For virtual object, it cannot form virtual image. So what is not possible for virtual object? Concave mirror cannot form virtual image. This is a primary conclusion. Okay, this one. So this is about the use of mirrors formula and magnification formula for concave mirror. Now we'll similarly focus on convex mirror. I have brought again the ray diagrams. I have pre-drawn so that we can save time. I can focus more on explanation. Drawing and explanation parallelly will take more time. That's why I drawn. Then I'm looking at the diagram. I'm explaining. Okay, there's a convex mirror. I'm picking up like a mirror of focal length plus 10 centimeter. Real object beyond pole. Okay, first thing. Okay, let's begin here. So what is the object? Will be minus 30 centimeters, or I'll start with 15. Height of the object, 2 centimeters. There's a real object I kept here. There's a real object is what I kept here. Agreed. Then what is the direction of incident ray? The direction of incident ray should be towards positive. Let me indicate here. These are the direction of incident rays. Okay, let's go to our formula. So the ray after the array incident ray parallel to principal axis after reflection should diverge from focus. Fine. Sir, where is the principal axis? This is the principal axis. Or some books, they call it as optic axis, either one, or only axis. Then another ray incident at pole. Another ray incident at pole after reflection. Okay, this will be reflected. Look at these two reflected rays. They're diverging from a point. They're diverging from a point. Okay, I'll reproduce back where these two like a reflected rays diverge, where they intersect. No, that will be the position of image. So here for virtual object, HO, this will be I. So virtual image, there's a real object. Okay, let's use the formula, mirror formula, 1 by V. What is the object distance? Minus 15 plus 10. Why it's a sign C or why the negative, why minus 15, why this be plus 10? All the distance I should measure from the pole. The incident rays are towards right. So what is the object distance? This will be minus 15. And look at the focus. Focus on the right side of the pole. So I'll measure from the pole the focal length, no? And I'm measuring in the direction of incident ray. So therefore, this will be positive. Very important. First time, no? Make observation. Object is on left side of the pole. Incident rays are towards right. So I'll measure the object distance is PO. How you measure? Opposite incident ray. So therefore, negative. What about the focus? Focus is on the right side of the pole. We measure PF in the direction of incident ray. So therefore, this is positive. Okay, let's solve this. 1 by V, 1 by 15 plus 1 by 10. 150 by 25 will be plus 6. Magnification plus 6. U is how much? Minus 15. So this everything will become 6 by 15. I think will be less than 1. So will be diminished the image. Then height of the image. see it will be less than 1 centimeter, will be diminished. So therefore, what is the conclusion? Real object beyond the pole. So whatever the image will be between pole and focus. Between pole and focus, virtual, erect, and diminished. Okay, fine. So this is the first condition. Okay, now you do one thing. Change this. -30, -60, like this, keep on increase. You start moving, make it move away, this object away from the pole. What should happen? You can see that as this distance increases, and this will increase. Definitely, V will further decrease. As U increases, V will decrease. There's a formula, mathematically try to analyze. So finally, when U is infinity, where the V will be? V will be at focus. So therefore now, so as you increase the object distance, so what will happen to V? V will increase here. V will increase. Look at the mathematics here. As you increase U, V should increase. So finally, object at infinity, image will be at focus. So if you move object from pole to -infinity, image will move from pole to focus. Fine. Put U equal to infinity. What is V? V equal to F. So image will be here. If object at infinity here, image will be at focus. Already we have discussed, no, some. I'll take you back. Where is the object? Object at infinity, no? What about image? Image will be at focus. Are you seeing, no? These rays are coming parallel to principal axis. Means object is at infinity. The image will be at focus. Okay, I am here. Yeah. Let's take the next condition. Virtual object between focus and center of curvature. This is a real object. So real object, it will just form virtual image. There's only condition available. Next condition, I'll bring it. Virtual object kept between focus and the center of curvature. So again, the focal length of the lens is how much under consideration? F equal to plus 10 centimeter. Now also the same lens, same mirror. Object distance is how much equal to plus 15. I'll take it. And towards right, the distances measured towards right should be positive. It's a virtual object. We have to check it, whatever the image position. Okay, I do have space here. Let's use the formula. U is equal to how much? Plus 15. Then magnification formula, M is equal to -2. Then height of the image. Height of the object we have. Let me take this height of the object. So this will be +2. So -4 centimeter. I do have all the from the mirror form, magnification form. I'm able to predict that the image will be inverted, magnified. Okay, let's get into the ray diagram. There's a virtual object. So what is the virtual? The incident rays will converge at a point. You can see here. The incident rays are converging. These are incident rays. They'll converge at a point. So this is a position of virtual object. After reflection, this ray will go like this. And the green color ray after reflection will move. So these are the reflected rays. They are diverging from a point. So therefore, the image form must be virtual. I to categorize these rays. What are these? These are incident rays. What about these? Reflected rays. So look at the reflected rays. They are diverging from a point. So therefore, the image form should be virtual. So what is the conclusion now? Virtual object between F and C. What about the image? Image will be between F and C, virtual, inverted, and magnified. Agreed? This one. Similarly, we'll take this one. Third one, virtual object beyond C. Focal length of the mirror plus 10 centimeter. Object length, object distance, let it be plus 30. We'll see what conditions will arise here. Again, let me use the same mirrors formula. V is equal to 300 by 20 or plus 15 centimeter. Magnification so height of the image minus 1 centimeter. I got negative sign. So what is the conclusion I should make it? Whatever the image will be between C and F. Virtual, inverted, and diminished. So got the idea? This one. So where is the object? Object is kept somewhere beyond C. And the final image is formed between C and F. Okay, let's come for the ray diagram. Over the ray diagram. This is a virtual object. So the incident rays should converge. Okay, I took the here like this incident ray. This incident ray. So they are converging. No, you can see here. The point of convergence should be the location of extended virtual object here. Then after reflection, the rays will the reflected ray. So this will become reflected ray. It is diverging from this point. Similarly, after reflection, you can see this is diverging from this point. So this should be the location of virtual image. Fine. So this is about the ray diagram, and this is that axis. Principal axis, optic axis, or only axis. So when virtual object is beyond C, when virtual object is beyond C, where the image will be between F and C, will be virtual, inverted, and diminished. You can see HI less than HO from the ray diagram also. So every time ray diagram not possible. So finally in numericals, I'll be taking help of these formulas only. I'm just demonstrating how we can use the mirror formula. Okay, this is about the virtual object. Now, virtual object is brought between P and F. Again, the position of object, let it be 6 centimeter, height of the object 2 centimeter. Okay, let's see what conditions will arise here. So look at the diagram. There's a virtual object. These are the rays, incident. So look at the incident rays. These are incident rays. Huh? And what about this? These are reflected rays. So look at the incident rays. After reflection, they're converging to points. So if the image is formed by the converging reflected ray, that image should be real image. If the object is formed by converging incident ray, there should be virtual object. So the ray after reflection, so it wants to converge. The incident rays, if the mirror were not there, they would have converged here. So this should be the location of virtual object. After reflection, you can see this will go here. Similarly, this red color ray after reflection will meet here. So this should be the location of real object. Okay, let's use the mirror formula. 1 by V plus 6 plus 10. So this will be 6 minus 10 by 60. So V is equal to 60 by minus 4 minus 15 centimeter. What do you mean by minus 15? It should be on the left side of the pole. Towards right is positive, no? The convention, the incident rays. So if I say minus 15 means I should measure opposite to the, I should measure towards left, the position of image. PI should be towards left. Y plus 6, because the PO is measured in the direction of incident ray. Magnification. So this will be the height of the image. Look at this 15 by 3. Okay, so it'll get 5, no? Let me write it. So will it be magnified one? The final image will be. So therefore, whatever the conclusion image will be either side of pole real, magnified, and erect. So what is a convex mirror? So what it does, it's a it's a mirror, huh? Spherical mirror it is. Yeah. Convex mirror. What is possible? What is not possible? Convex mirror. What is possible? What is not possible? Conclusion. I will solve from here. For real object, image is virtual, erect, and diminished. Then for virtual object, what about image? Image is virtual, inverted, magnified or diminished. It all depends upon position of object. Then for virtual object, one more condition is there. Image is real, erect, and magnified. What is not possible? For real object, convex mirror cannot form real image. I think that is what you are supposed to make notice here. Okay, this is about the mirror formula, magnification, and the image tracing. Everything I just included at one point. These are the very basics of spherical mirror. Okay, what all we do now year afterwards will be application part of this one. Okay, in the next class, what we'll start with some applications. We'll go for further applications of this one. Okay, I'll wind up the class. Okay, so kids, in today's class, we had some very difficult things what students usually they find. So we started with the mirror formula. Then I introduced you to the magnification, 3 types of magnification. One, the transverse magnification, area magnification, then longitudinal magnification. Afterwards, we came for the image formation for a concave mirror object kept at various points. What about the nature of image? Again, there are 2 types of object, real object and virtual object. And for concave mirror, what is the conclusion? For real object, it can form a real image or virtual image. For virtual object, so it can form the real image, but for virtual object, virtual image is not possible for concave mirror. This was the conclusion. Similarly, for convex mirror, for real object, virtual image. For virtual object, image will be virtual or real. What is not possible for virtual object? For real object, real image is not possible for convex mirror. This is about the ray diagram, mirror formula, magnification. With the help of that, we have just had some broad idea of concave and convex mirror, or what you can call spherical mirrors. So next, when we go for any numerical, this data, the discussion what we made till now, that is going to help us a lot. This a background is needed. I'm saying that it's a background. Means like when you go for some numericals, you need some theoretical background. No, this is the theoretical background which we needed. So go through all this, think on it, analyze, digest it, have a clarity, so that in next class, what happened, we'll focus on the application part, numericals one, how we can use all this information to solve various numericals. Okay, fine. Okay, thank you all of you. Take care. Bye. See you.